G'day, this is Shane from Shane's Computing Networking and Cybersecurity. I've decided to make a video to help your TAFE students out there who are aspiring to be network engineers, Australia's next line of engineers to fulfill a skill shortage. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can back up the configuration data on a network firewall or switch. What you're going to need is you're going to probably need one of these. This is your standard Ethernet cable, J47 cable. It's got a little USB connection, and you can plug it into your laptop. Then you can plug it into the network device in the console you're working on, such as a router, a switch, or a firewall, and whatnot. So you're going to need one of these devices. You're also going to need to enable SSH on your computer. So let me give you a working demonstration of why you need to do that. I'll just show you my screen. Stand by. Right, here we are. Give it a minute. It takes a while for it to load. Right, now we're in. All right, so what we got over here is we got GSN3. This is a lab environment you can use for testing non-Cisco hardware, such as Jupiter devices. The device I'm looking at and configuring at the moment is the Jupiter SRX firewall. So this is the little cool looking green firewall they have here. It's nice and colorful. So this device here, this cloud, this is going to be your laptop. This represents your laptop. The cable obviously represents this cable here, and this obviously represents the firewall. So the commands you're going to need, I'll just show you here. You're going to need to create a copy of the running configuration on to the Juno's own storage. So Juno has a storage location where you can create a copy of its running configuration and save it in a storage location. You name the file. There's the directory of the file. You also then you transfer a copy of this running configuration via secure socket shell to say your laptop computer. So your computer does need to be enabled to act as a SSH server. If you don't know how to do that, send me a message and I'll help you. Or just Google it. I'll probably make a video about how to do that later on. But anyway, to do that, while you're connected to the actual network device, you use the secure socket shell protocol, so the secure copy protocol, to copy that configuration that you just created, and you're going to copy that to your device. So my device, I've created an account called Tech, and that copies account called Tech, and that's hosted on the local IP address of my device. And that copies it to a file location, which is located in the documents file of the user file, in a file called client configs. Now this file here, this particular document file called client configurations, that file is encrypted, because when you're dealing with sensitive information, you need to make sure that information is encrypted. It's good cybersecurity practice and hygiene. This is an example of a encrypted file here. So see this file, it's encrypted. So any configuration details I'll save into a encrypted file. And in order to do that, just right click the file, go show more options, go to properties, go to advanced, and you can click that button there to encrypt all contents of the file. That way, if someone comes along with such as, say, a USB, plugs into your computer and tries to nick those files, they'll be encrypted. They won't be able to view them. Right, yeah, so let's go to the actual configuration, the actual switch, the actual firewall itself. So I've already done the first command here. So I've already saved a copy of the configuration file to a location on the actual network firewall called config7. So now what I want to do is I want to send this to my computer by SSH. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm at step number 2 now. So I'm just going to copy this configuration here. And I'm going to go back to the actual shell. And I'm just going to paste that. Give it a minute. Ask for a password. And as you can see here, it's now sent a copy of the switch's configuration, srx-config.7.com, config7 configuration file. It's sent that. I'll just show you where it's saved that. So if I go just to dir, and as you can see, it's actually the file is actually in there. So I can actually view this configuration. So I would just type in more SRX number 7. So as you can see here, here's a copy of the actual configuration. There's a little message in here which rings true. Very, very important message. You need to put this in every network device. The message just says that Shane's computing a network and is the best because where we are the best. That's right. Right, yeah. So now what I got here, located in my C directory in my tech users document file, I've got an actual backup copy of this configuration. So what that means is if anyone does a mistake on the system, well, if any tech comes along and they make a mistake configuring this switch, I can just easily roll it back to an existing working configuration to save a lot of hassle. Right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a demonstration and actually I'm going to break the system. So I'm going to do something which the tech should not do on a system. Let me show you, right? So I just need to bring up my cheat file here. Set system log. Here we are. So I'm going to go edit, set system. What was it? Set system login message. Oh, obviously it's what there. Oh no, I broke the system. So there we go. So yep, now I'm going to commit those changes. Give it a minute. There we go. Now I'm going to show you what's happened. So as you can see now, there's a message here. It says, "Oh no, I broke the system." So someone's configured the system, and they left a message saying, "Oh no, they've broken the system." But that's all right. Shane's computer in the network and is here to the rescue. Let me show you how we help. All right. So now I'm just going to simply just transfer that copy I took the backup copy of the actual network firewall, and I'm just going to transfer that back to the actual system, to the actual well, firewall. Yeah. So press enter. Give them. Oh yeah. What's my password? There we go. It's transferred it back. So now that file has been transferred back to the actual device, which is great. So now all I want to do is I now want to actually apply that configuration. So now I'm just going to load that working configuration from the Juno file system, and then I'm going to commit it. So that's the one I need there. All right. Enable. Is it enable for this one? Oh no, it's configure. I was thinking Cisco. All right, just paste that there. They'll complete. Now I'm just going to apply. So what was it again? I'm just commit. Now this is going to take a few moments to commit because what's actually happening now to the actual network device is it's now actually overriding the current configuration with this backup copy here. Now because it's you know, writing a whole bunch of lines, it's going to take a while. So don't think the whole thing's frozen because it's not. You just have to wait and be patient. The larger the configuration file it is, the more it will take, the more you have to wait. So as you can see here, the commit has been complete. Now there's also another option. I believe instead of using override, you can use merge, which might be a little bit faster. But we're just trying to keep things simple for now. I don't want to over explain or overcomplicate things. Apparently I do that. Oh well. Right, yeah. So now it's reloaded that. So I'm just going to go exit. Show configuration. And as you can see here, it's reloaded that working configuration. So as you can see here, Shane's computer networking is in fact the best. There you go. So what you're going to need to do is you need to set up your computer's SSH server to actually get this working. So just give me a second here. Whoops. There we go. All right. So pretty much when you go into your network environment, into the comms room, for example, you're on being called out. The customer wants you to configure their network switch, and they provided you a network topology, so you've got a good idea of what systems you're working with now. The next thing you do, step number 2, is you want to back up that configuration. So before you do anything to the system at all, you're going to back up your configuration, and that's pretty much done by connecting your computer to the actual network of the company. Now you can connect it by Wi-Fi, of course, that's still a network connection, or simply you can just plug it wide into the actual Ethernet socket of the wall. So when you go into any of your typical comms room, you're going to see a lot of Ethernet sockets. You just plug it wide in there. Now, of course, you need to set up your computer so it's on the same network as the network you're connecting to. So first things first, when you walk up, you're going to see what network they're on. You're just going to go into any terminal in the company, going to type in, your IP config, check what network it's on. Once you've got that network address, you're then going to assign that same network address to your computer. So you'll go into the TCP IP settings of your computer. I'm assuming you should know this. If you don't, you need to learn this before you actually configure network switches. But yeah, set your TCP IP of your in your network adapter on your computer to the same IP address as the network you're configuring, and set up your computer as a SSH server. That way you can back up the configuration before you make any changes. So that way, if you if you're working in public critical infrastructure or whatnot, the last thing you want to do is send Australia back to the dark ages and shut down the computer systems which control our power grid, and now no one can get power and everyone's cranky at you, or you shut down the emergency services and everyone's now cranky at you. The last thing you want to do is to do that. And if you make a bad mistake when you're configuring something, and things don't work, you can just simply revert straight back to the configuration. It's not going to take 13 hours to revert back to a previous working system. As I've shown you, it takes a second. It just takes a second. All you have to do is just save a copy of your backup file. So save a copy of your configuration. That's the important thing. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble on much more because it's past 5 p.m. and I want a beer. So yeah, remember to always back up your configurations before you actually configure anything on a switch. So back up the configurations and store it in an encrypted file. So back up your configuration, store an encrypted file. I'm just repeating myself now. I'm going to go have my beer. Audio. Have a good one.